Okay, here it is. Okay, we are now live, living a vision, coach. Oh, there's so many people joining us. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. I have a special treat. My name is John Leslie Brown. I am Les Brown's baby boy and Mamie Brown's pride and joy. Hello, Francisco. Hello. Hi. Leticia. Hello. Guess what? I am here with the one, the only. Uh-oh, they're coming, Dad. They're ready. They're hungry. Hello from Seattle. Hola.
Because you didn't have that many on yours.
I know I did not. We got on my Periscope, and it was about 30 people on there. It said 3, but there are over 5. We're 600 people, Dad. Are you ready? We are here, 600 people already, and it's growing. We are here with my dad, my hero.
Thank you. Well, let me tell you, we were on. We were on John Leslie's Periscope. He had 3 people.
Tell him to go follow me, Daddy.
I can't believe it. 3 people. I say, I can't be on that kind of Periscope. I got to leave. I said, that's bad energy. I can't be a part of that. You know what I mean? Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
On, man. Let me see, how many people do we have so far?
We're at 700 people,
okay.
Dad.
And let me tell you what I want to talk to you about. And I'm going to just give John Leslie a chance to talk to you in the meantime. Mm-hmm. I want to talk to you about mental bandwidth. They just came out with the decision in the Chicago shooting. And while I think that's tragic, what I realize is that as we look at ourselves and look at society, that you have to literally, you have to create a filter for what you let come in. Because there's just so much negative stuff coming through the television, through the news, that, I mean, after just watching just a little bit, I've got to do something to help myself spiritually. I'm going to either take a nice warm bath, listen to some music, read some scripture. I've got to meditate. I've got to do something that will distance me from the negative intake. And so that's on top of, I just went to the funeral of my brother-in-law. And so when you look at all the things that's happening in the media, in the news, I want to talk to you about some things that you can do, something that I'm going to do, but things that we need to do for ourselves on a regular basis to help deal with and to offset all the stuff that's coming in, because it literally affects you. I mean, my stomach is hurting right now. I don't know the young man that was killed. I don't know his family. My stomach is hurting me. I can't afford that kind of negative input as a cancer conqueror. I'm a 20-year cancer conqueror. So I can't afford. Oh, you want to straighten my collar off? Thank you. I have to monitor what I take in and what I hear, because it's not good for me. It's not healthy for me. And so, but there's some things that it's not only must not turn off, not that I'm sticking my head in the sand and ignoring stuff that's going on in the world, but there's several questions that I ask myself before I let something get in. And I just happened to be sitting here in the living room, and I saw where the policeman who shot this young kid 16 times, 9 times in the back, found not guilty. I mean, I'm human. And so it got in before I can turn it off. And so there are some things that you must do right now. This is when you look at what's happening politically, that's number one. If you just look at the polarization, you look at the Trump saga and all the things that the Republicans are doing, and kind of picture their painting of the country and the level of hatred toward the president. And then when you look at all of the violence that's taking place and the terrorism, this is a crazy time. This is a crazy time in the world. How many people do we have there?
We've got over 1,000 people on right now, Dad.
Yeah, so I want you to think of some questions that you'd like to ask me. I'm going to be available to answer questions. I'm going to be doing this on a regular basis because I want to be able to really communicate and connect with people. When I look at my life, and the other day as I sat at the wake of my brother-in-law, and he was 78, I'm 70, and so you always think about your mortality when you go to somebody else's homegoing. And I was thinking about my life and what am I going to do with the rest of the time that I have? How I'm going to spend that time? What is the most productive way? The lives that I want to touch. I don't believe that I've done my best work yet. One of the things that happened to me the other day, I went to an event I spoke at here in Florida, and I made up my mind to put a rush on my book that I'm completing. And I remember I had a meeting set up with Miles Monroe to have breakfast, and I went to the hotel, and he wasn't there. He had left, and a few weeks later, he died in a plane crash. I had a meeting set up with Wayne Dyer in Orlando. We were going to do a PBS special together, and he had a heart attack before he came to Orlando and died. And one of the things that I said, this book that I've been sitting on for 23 years, and I used all types of excuses. The fact that I've been battling cancer all of these years, the fact that I have been very busy in my healing process, and when I did feel good, I was speaking and training and developing other speakers. But the question became, do you want to die with that book in you? I remember coming out of the funeral home, out of the cemetery, when I buried my very good friend Boo. And Boo had talked about this recipe book that he was going to create. We were going to do it together. And after we put him in the ground, I was leaving the cemetery, and a lady approached me. She said, "Mr. Brown," she said, "I know this is a very difficult day for you, that you and Boo were together since second grade." I said, "Yes, we buried a good man today." She said, "I want to ask you a question." I said, "What is it?" She said, "I have your cassette tapes, and you often spoke about that Boo was a great cook." I said, "Oh, yes, he cooked very good Jamaican dishes and Bahamian dishes. He was powerful in the kitchen." She said he was going to create a special recipe book of his secret recipes. Did he do it? And I said, "No." And she looked at me with just a look of anguish and said, "Ooh, he took that with him. He took that with him." And that came to mind, that if I died today, I would take the book with me. But not really, because I got 3/4 of it done today. But if you died today, what work, what book, what voice, what art, what invention, what an idea, what talents, what skills do you have that you haven't brought out here? Because Aurelia said, start living like you have 1,000 years to live. I know I have not given my best work yet. I know I have not given my best speech yet. I know that I have not impacted enough people yet. I know that there are some young men. I was in the airport and I saw this young guy standing in front of me. He had to be at least 28 or 30. And his pants were down, showing his underwear. And as I stood there watching him, all I could say, I was upset with myself, that I wish I had gotten in his ear first. I wish that he had seen me first. I wish that I had a chance to get into his spirit, to get into his mind first, that he would not be walking in a public place and deliberately have his pants pulled down below his butt in the airport, in a public place. And somebody said, "Well, why didn't you say something to him?" When you see somebody operating at that level of consciousness, there is nothing to say. One of the things I believe, don't speak where you don't have a voice. There's nothing to say. He probably cursed me out and probably challenged me physically. And there was a time I would not have minded, but I'm 70 now. I can't go there. But I do think about it. You know, I do, because I don't mind a good fight. I used to be a little off in the head, you know.
Yes.
But
he challenged Muhammad Ali to a fight, people. He's not telling the full story. He doesn't mind a fight. Did you challenge Muhammad Ali to a fight?
Yeah, we got it on video. It was crazy. But the thing, your brother Patrick, that's a really crazy one. But the thing is this, that this is a crazy time. And darkness has a great deal of magnetism. Craziness has a great deal of magnetism. And it draws you in. And you have to monitor yourself. I know I have to monitor myself. I'm a 20-year cancer conqueror. So as a cancer conqueror and engaged in a decantering process, I don't allow myself to watch things that are negative. I don't allow myself to watch violence because it's not good for me mentally and emotionally and spiritually. And so I intentionally read things that's positive. You gave me something the other day that fed my spirit, John Leslie, and Neville. And I had been reading his stuff, but I'd never heard his voice. It's something about hearing a voice. And I really, really enjoyed his voice. And so, but now, what I'm thinking about and what I thought about at Alex's funeral is how can I step up and use my voice in a more effective way? How can I reach more people? Because my best work has not been done yet. I got a good 20 to 30 years in me.
At least, people. At least.
Thank you.
I'm your biggest fan, Dad.
Thank you.
The work that you do on stage is amazing. But what you all don't know, behind the scenes, my dad keeps 3 to 5 books in his pocket. I know they're big, but in his pocket on a plane. We try to steal them. He's always listening to something positive, and you're always learning something.
And we have to do that. We have to. But, you know, the thing is, I didn't have a chance to know my father like you got a chance to know me. And I was in the airport, and a guy said to me, he was Latino, he said, "You're Les Brown." I said, "Yes." He said, "I've never known my father." He said, "But you are the only father that I've had." And he told the guys that were there here in Miami International Airport. And we started talking. He started telling me when he started listening to me. And one of the things that my goal is now, first of all, how many people do we have listening?
We've got thousands of people listening.
No, really. How many people?
Well, right now we have over 1,000 people. Right now it says 800 there, but it doesn't always add up while we're doing it. It doesn't always add up? Yes, sir. We've got lots of hearts.
How is that possible?
People are listening. They're commenting. Let's not focus on the numbers. Let's focus on the ones that are there.
Okay, but here's what I'm saying. I believe, John Leslie, that the calling for me is not just to speak and help people to live their dreams, but to train people how to be effective communicators, how to be able to reach young men and young ladies, how to give people hope, train people how to transform people individually and collectively in small groups to get a larger vision of themselves. I believe that with all of the craziness and the madness that's going on in the world, that evil prevails when good men and women do nothing. And so we have to move with velocity and volume and move with a sense of urgency and creating more voices.
Yes.
And bringing more light, giving more hope, and giving people a reason for being. I believe that we can impact the things that are going on. We live in the greatest country in the world, and more people committed suicide than died from traffic accidents last year. And yes. I believe that if we create more voices and help people to learn how to become strategic, experiential communicators, one of the goals that I'm doing next year is the Les Brown Youth Enrichment Seminar. I'm going to do that right here in Orlando. My goal is to train around 500 young men and young ladies, teaching them, number one, how to transform their mindset, number two, to become effective communicators, 3, how to dress like a prospect and not a suspect. Yeah. 4, teach them how to develop a relationships that's an asset to them rather than liability. And 5, teach them how to become entrepreneurs using technology that's available today, how to build home-operated businesses from the comfort of their homes, global businesses, and be able to create jobs rather than go out and be disappointed in this job market where there are no jobs. In fact, in less than 10 years, 1/3 of the jobs that exist today will be gone. They will be eliminated by what is called mechanized intelligence. What was that just came across?
Yes, someone just said, because of you, they helped 23 people earn 6 figures this year.
Wow, that is great. Congratulations. All right. You have something special. You have greatness within you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Right, and that's why when we were watching that tragedy on the news, I wanted to mute it. I wanted to turn it off.
I wanted to, too.
I know, because they need to have messages like this on the screen. Absolutely. Every day. And so this is the trial.
And we should fix a way. We should, I think, just have a scheduled time that we can do this, because I don't know anywhere where a father and son sitting together talking about giving a global message, teaching people how to be positive. So let me share with you how to handle the negative stuff and how to deal with negative people and negative situations. You have to filter it. And number one, I want you to write this down, positive. Before I take a telephone conversation, I ask myself the question, is it positive? Is this a call that as I talk, I'm going to feel good about it? Is this person who's calling me, is this a positive person? I mean, one of my brothers called me. He's negative. You know who it is. He's negative. I won't take his call. Now, if he calls me 10 times, I might take one. But I don't have the bandwidth to deal with that. And I'm not going to try and change him. I believe don't speak where you don't have a voice. And there are some people who are just happy the way that they are. I don't know how people can be raised in the same circumstances, same parents, that end up dramatically different. I don't understand that. One of the mysteries of life, okay? So ask yourself the question, is this a positive person? Is this a positive call? Here's the next thing. Is it productive? I don't take calls. I'm 70 years old. Ask me, do I have time for flaky people? I've got work I'm supposed to do. No. God is not through with me yet. So I ask the question, is this going to be productive? Is this going to help me with one of my projects? Or is this one of the projects that I believe in that I can throw some support behind? Can I help this person get someplace where they're not? See, I could have gotten here much faster if I had somebody like me in a position of influence and power to help me, but they saw me, my colleagues, as competition.
Right.
And so they wouldn't help. So, but that was okay, but I got here anyhow. So is it a productive person that's on the other end of that phone? They got a project that I can plug into that can make a difference, that's in alignment with the things that I believe in. Here's the next thing. Is it profitable? Today, you've got to find out what value do you bring that will allow you to create wealth. The older you get, trust me on this, the more money you're going to need. I was in the Admirals Club at American Airlines and got sick, and it cost $80,000, 2 days in the hospital in London, England. $80,000. 95% of the people who filed bankruptcy last year, those individuals had medical expenses. What is that red thing? What is that?
They're inviting followers. They're letting people know that you're on. And thank you for doing that. Thank you for the hearts. We see you out there all the way from Australia, people from Manchester. When you see that red come up, they're inviting followers.
How do you invite followers?
DC Darden, he just invited followers. Everybody that's on right now, show my dad how to invite followers by letting people know. They share the feed. That's what they say.
They share the feed?
Yes, Il Triumph. He just invited his followers. You got people in Chicago and Houston, Diverse Connect. He just shared it on Twitter. Some people, they're going to see you in Florida, and they said they're excited to see you there live and in person.
Yeah, I'm going to be in Palm Beach, right?
In Palm Beach and in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, I'll be in Palm Beach tomorrow, and I'll be in Fort Lauderdale tomorrow too. Palm Beach in the morning at 8:30. And then Fort Lauderdale in the afternoon or Miami?
Yes, in Fort Lauderdale in the afternoon.
Are you sure?
Yes,
Fort Lauderdale in the afternoon? Okay, that's good. Now, but let me share this with you. I want you to think about your goals and dreams. Most people never achieve their goals because they become victims of what I call weapons of mass distractions.
Say that again.
Yeah, most people never achieve their goals because they become victims of mass distractions. You have something else that you say dealing with distractions. What is that?
Yes, I say that in order to be successful, you've got to be more dedicated to your destiny than you are to your distraction.
What do you mean by that?
Well, right now, we have people that as soon as something happens on the news, they want to talk about it. They want to study it. They want to tweet about it. But if you ask them what's happening in their own life, if you ask them what are the top 3 goals they're going to achieve for 2016, they have nothing to say. And Benjamin Franklin has a quote that I love. He said, "Blessed are those that seek nothing, for they shall never be disappointed."
Repeat that again.
Benjamin Franklin said, "Blessed are those that seek nothing, for they shall never be disappointed."
Come on now. All
But
right.
that made me think about years later, what if you are seeking something?
Yes.
What if you do have a plan and a vision for your life? Well, guess what? You're going to face some disappointments. I remember when I was a teenager and I was in the living room and my dad called me and he didn't sound the same. There was something else in his voice, and he said, "John Leslie, I just came from the hospital, and the doctor said I have prostate cancer." And I was so shocked. I was so hurt. I was so disappointed, worried about what my life would be like becoming a man without the man that I look up to. But guess what? You didn't get distracted by what that doctor said to you. You didn't let what that diagnosis become a reality. You changed your diet. You started asking questions. You probably know more than most doctors today because you studied and found a solution. And over 16 years later, we're
20.
live. Oh, 20 years
20.
later, we
20.
are live on Periscope.
Yes, absolutely. And because I became a student of this, hold on, give me the cloth, man. John Leslie, you're sweating more than me.
It's the
Ladies and gentlemen,
energy.
because of the medication that I'm on, I have hot flashes, okay? Now, he's 30, I'm 70, he's having hot flashes. Wait, what are you wiping your face
I'm
on?
next to greatness. Greatness is hot.
Goodness, Lord have mercy, John Leslie. Man, no, there's something wrong with that. We need to get you checked out. He's got issues. You know what I mean?
If you sit next to Les Brown and you get a little warm, it's because of the energy coming from him.
Okay.
Can you feel the energy out there, people?
All right. Well, how many people we have so far?
Right now, it says 765
The numbers
people.
are going down.
It's fluctuating back and forth. This is new technology. It's not foolproof. When we hang up and we examine the numbers, keep inviting people. My dad wants to see the numbers go up.
I want to know if it's worthwhile to continue the conversation. Are people becoming disinterested and disengaging? Or are they letting other people know so we can continue to talk?
Yes, they are letting people know I'm watching them. And one thing I learned from you, Dad, you give the same type of presentation whether you're in a room full of 80,000 people like you were in the Georgia Dome or 8 people.
That's true.
You do not allow that to stop you because you realize that every heart matters.
Absolutely.
And when we talk about increasing your mental bandwidth, I believe, when you use the internet, sometimes people have a slow connection.
Okay.
And there are some times where you try to download something and it takes such a long time. And I believe everyone, all these 755 people, there are downloads that are inside them. Downloads that need to come out, but they won't come out unless they increase their mental bandwidth.
Well, thank you very kindly. Okay, let me go back up in here. Yeah, John Leslie, I'm going to hold this while you go get a towel to wipe your face. He's got issues. Who does that? Sweating all over people. Look at Now, I want to say something to you, to somebody who's got a dream out there. And maybe you might have some questions you'd like to ask me. But I want to say to you, whatever your dream is, and even if you are going through a tough time right now, don't give up on your dream. Don't give up. I used to sleep on the floor of the Penobscot building in Detroit, Michigan, the 21st floor. You talk to people in the parking lot down there, they'll tell you. And many times during that time, I had people discouraging me. In fact, the lady that I was dating, she had me to have lunch with her and a psychiatrist named Rosalind. I don't know if Rosalind's still practicing. And after lunch, and they went to the restroom together, she came back and her eyes were red. And I said, why are you crying? I know something's wrong. What did she say to you? She said, you're suffering from delusions of grandeur. I said, is that a bad thing? I just started speaking. She asked me, where did you go to school? I said, Booker T. Washington High School. She said, what college? I said, I have no college. And where are you going to speak? I said, AT&T, Procter & Gamble, McDonald's Corporation, General Electric, IBM. And do you have any experience? I said, no, but I'm going to get some. And she said, and how much do you plan to charge? At that time, this is in 1980. I said, $1,000 an hour. She said, have you ever made that a week yourself? I said, no, but that's why I want to go into this area, because I heard Zig Ziglar, he's making $5,000 an hour. At least I can get 1,000. So she said, can we go? She looked at her girlfriend, who was my fiance at the time. Can we go to the restroom for a moment? He came back and she told me I was a little off. Something was wrong with me. And the reason I tell you that is that there are people who are going to judge you based upon who you are and where you are right now. They don't know you like that. She did not know. In the future, if you go on YouTube and put in Les Brown speaking in the Georgia Dome, you'll see me speaking before 80,000 people. She did not know that that was in my future. They don't know you like that to judge you. Eye has not seen, ear has not heard, nor is it in the heart of mankind what God has in store for you if you don't give up on your dream. Now, don't get me fired up in here.
Daddy, bring it.
Come on,
and tell them where we just were a couple of weeks ago.
Where were we?
We were at see, my dad is a great coach. He's a powerful coach.
Yes.
And when I was little, he always told me, John Leslie, don't act like the rest of the kids. Work on your communication skills.
Yes.
Don't dress like everyone else.
Yes.
Don't dress like a prospect. Dress like and some people teach dress for success. My dad taught me to dress for access.
Yes, and impact.
Impact.
Yeah, we spoke at Harvard University. That's what he was talking about.
We
and
are the first father and son team.
Yeah, I call him Mr. Magic. He does that. Let's see what questions are people asking here.
Okay, yes, please ask. If you have a question, this would be the time. We see you, Erie, Joy Paya, Miss MBA, Dress for Impact. They're saying dress how you want to be addressed. That's another one.
That's right. Dress where you're going, not where you are.
Ooh, come on, Daddy, come on. You get me fired up now. My glasses are getting foggy. Okay. So please ask a question if you have a question about success. Okay, here's the question. What keeps you motivated?
You know, I am a grandfather. You think people in their 40s are old now that I'm 70? I think I served at the Lord's Supper. Okay. What keeps me motivated? I want to build a legacy with my children, with my grandchildren, and my great-grandchildren. I want, when I'm gone, for my children, if they mention my name, they'll be able to say, oh, I heard your father, or I've listened to him and he made a difference in my life. I want my grandchildren to hear that. I want my great-grandchildren to hear that. I want to live a life that people, as they think about me, say he made a difference. I honor my mother whenever I speak. I always say, this has been Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. You hear my voice because of two women. One gave me life. The other one gave me love. And so that when I speak, the greatest tribute that I can give my mother is to hold myself to a higher standard. Mama was a 22-year breast cancer conqueror. I took care of her from the time I turned 18. I said, you'll never pay another bill. I'm sitting you down. And she passed at 89. And so right now, I'm still searching. I'm reaching higher. I want to reach more people. And I believe that that my best work has not been done yet. I have not reached enough people. I want to reach more people and looking for more platforms, how I can use technology. And I have other things in me that I want to share with people. And there are people who are listening that I'm supposed to train, who can hear me not just in their ears, but in their heart. Now, if you're one of those people, I want you to go to lesbrownmotivation.com, watch my videos there, lesbrownmotivation.com, but particularly watch the one called It's Not Over Till I Win. If you're the one, I'm looking for that somebody that's serious, that wants to master the art of communication, because that's what I train. And let me say something to those of you that are tuned into me. Let me tell you why you're listening to me, because you're not cut from the same cloth. We are branches of the same tree. If you did not know subconsciously in your heart of hearts that you could do what I've done plus more, you'd have gone on doing something else. So the reason that you're listening to me is because there's something in you that says, I can do more. There's something in you that says, this is not it. We are cut from the same cloth. We are branches of the same tree. And so here's one of the things I'll leave with you now as we begin to wind up and not bore you anymore. Don't give up on your dream. Don't give up. I started speaking when I resigned from the Ohio legislature in Columbus, Ohio. I just got reelected my third term, and I was the chairman of the Human Resource Committee and the Education Committee. My mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I refused. Friends, oh, you can put her in a nursing home. I said, no. My mother raised 7 children who couldn't take care of themselves. Don't tell me 7 grown people can't take care of her. I got this. I resigned from the Ohio legislature. I went back to Miami, Florida to take care of my mother. And to keep my spirits high, I started teaching a class called Discover the Power Within by Eric Butterworth. And just with 5 people. And I just did that to keep my morale up, to handle taking care of my mother. If you've ever taken care of a loved one, you know it's challenging. And then it went from there to the Culpeper Center in Miami and to the Caleb Auditorium on 54th Street, doing a motivational session every week in the heart of Liberty City. Went from 5 people to over 3,000 in less than 6 months. And then I decided to go nationally and then globally. But it was not easy. It was challenging. And all of the things that I experienced, I said to myself today, one of my favorite quotes: in life, you will always be faced with a series of God-ordained opportunities, brilliantly disguised as problems and challenges. That the things that happen to you, they're not there to stop you. They're there for your growth and development as a person, for you spiritually. And as you continue to fall forward, I've got a saying, when things happen to you, Willie Jolly, I love, he said, life, setback is a setup for a comeback, And I said, if life knocks you down, try and land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. And so I say to you, don't give up on your dream. I am confirmation that you can have your dream. I am Exhibit A. The fact that you're listening to me, everything that I say, you already know it. It's in your heart right now. Otherwise, you'll be turned off by me. But you can hear me not just in your ears, but in your heart. And we need you. We need your dream. We need that entrepreneur in you, that inventor in you. We need your courage. We need your initiative. We need your willingness to do what's required in order to live your dreams rather than live your fears. You have something special. You have greatness within you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. What is that, John Leslie?
People are saying,
what is it?
They are saying, I receive it. Awesome. I receive this message. They're asking, how much preparation do you do in your speech? Yes, I love that. Speak life, Les. Thank you. God bless. When there's a will, there's a way. Wish I could record this. Speak, sir. Love you. And about 18 hearts after it. I truly appreciate your knowledge. Thank you so much, Mr. Brown. Come on, keep it coming. Let them know that this makes a difference to you. I've been a supporter for years. Great man, good info. It's so powerful, this technology. You can hear from them. Please do more Periscopes. Will you do more Periscopes,
Yes,
Daddy?
I will. Yes.
Okay, we're going to be...
You teach me today how to do them, and I do more of them.
We're going to be together.
That's
we're
good.
We're a team.
All right, so we can do it when I speak tomorrow in West Palm Beach and in Fort Lauderdale, right?
Yes. We'll be in Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, and what I'll do... I'll wear the glasses. Hey, this is a trip. Come on. Are these prescription, man?
It's prescribed for greatness. If you've got greatness, you can see out of them.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. Listen, I hope that you've enjoyed it. I want you to go to lesbronmotivation.com. Also, I wanted some instant response. Why can't they email you if they want to be coached by me as a speaker? What's your email address?
Yes, my email address. Email me if you are looking to be a voice of hope and to use your knowledge to make a difference. Email me. My email address is John Leslie, JOHN -LESLIE at johnlesliebrown.com. Okay, let me just spell that out for him.
Yes.
JOHN -LESLIE. My dad put a hyphen in my name. I'm named after my grandfather and my father, at john-lesliebrown.com. And let me know who you are and how we can help you. Thank you so much for joining
Also, if you're
us.
interested in monetizing your dream, monetizing your story, learning how to become a professional speaker, how to earn money in this industry, let John Leslie know that, and
we'll reach you.
Yeah, I'm looking for 21 proteges. 21 proteges. I was in Miami day before yesterday for the funeral, and I feel that there's some work that I'm supposed to do there. There's some work in Liberty City and Overtown. It's decimated.
It looks...
Yeah, but
town.
there's the question is asked, can these bones live? And I say,
rise, bones, rise.
Absolutely, they can live. Absolutely. I hope that you've enjoyed this time that we spent together. How many people, John Leslie?
Right now, we've got over 600 people on the line.
Okay, thank you very much. You know I'm not excited about that.
I know you're
all right,
not,
well,
but
you
I
check it
am.
out. Okay,
I'm grateful for all of you all.
Yes, I'm grateful for you. Yes, he had 3. Yeah.
And I had 3, but it's John Leslie with the IE, not Y. I see they're writing JOHN -LESLIE, and there's a hyphen in the last part as well. JOHN -LESLIE Brown.com.
So let me leave this with you. You have something special. You have greatness within you. And if you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, and if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it, and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, you gonna mess
strength and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither dogged or grim, sickness or, come on, Dad, body and brain can keep you from that thing that you want.
Yeah, go ahead on and make it
all
up.
you besiege and beset it, with the help of God, you'll get it.
He will not be on my, look here, he will not be on my program tomorrow. I want y'all to know that, all right?
I always wanted to do that together with you, but we got to practice.
You know it. All that you dream and scheme is about it. If life seems useless and worthless without it, if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it, and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty, famish or gulf, sickness or pain of body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim you besiege and beset it, with the help of God, you'll get it. Now you're going to come in.
This has been Les Brown's baby boy and
Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy.
Okay. And tell them to follow me too so I get some more followers.
Please follow John Leslie. And how can they follow you?
On Periscope, John Leslie Brown. You will see me on Periscope.
With the hyphen? Or?
With the hyphen.
Okay,
yes,
and LESLIE. John Leslie Brown. That's how they can find you?
Yes, sir.
On Periscope. Would y'all please follow him so he can have more than 3 people?
Because my dad will not Periscope on my channel. Orlando with only three
No, I
people.
can't go over there. No, that's not good for me. That's not good. I'll break out in the measles or something. Yeah.
You'll start sweating like me if
That's
that was
right. 3 people, John Leslie. Please help my son out. Y'all go over there to John Leslie Brown. That's his Periscope. Y'all follow him. What does that say there, John Leslie?
That's saying, I am meant to meet you. I'm in Orlando.
Is that right?
Yes.
Excellent. Email my son. Give him your email address again.
Yes, John-Leslie, JOHN-LESLIE at john-lesliebrown.com. I am Les Brown's baby boy, and I was Mamie Brown's pride and joy.
That's right. Okay.
Thank you so much.